Well, guess what? It's my birthday. And there are two things that I always do on my birthday. Well, since high school, I always want to eat Thai food and I want to go antiquing. So that's what we did. My husband knew, he knows the drill. And so I'm going to take you along on my birthday celebrations. And then I like to extend throughout the week and incorporate thrifting all week long. And so I did that for my birthday. I also needed to find several things for the workshops and the picnic that's going on at the Bespoke Design Retreat that I'm hosting this year. So I'm going to show you the process, and then of course we'll do the hauls and we'll do some styling at the end. And P.S. I got this new birthday dress off Amazon, not very expensive. It has the smocked bodice with the little ribbon ties, really full skirt, and you don't have to iron it. That's what really sold me on it, is you just wash and dry it, put it on and go. I'll show you the full look here. A very appropriate birthday dress, don't you think? All right, so we got to go to my favorite Thai food restaurant, and I have been getting the same thing since high school. I love chicken fried rice, and I've tried to hack the recipe, and I never quite get it right. This just, I think, has to be bought in a true Thai restaurant. So I've tried other things on the menu and I do love them, but I always miss my classic chicken fried rice, 3 stars. Okay, that was wonderful. Then we moved on to a new antique mall that I have never been to, and it is in Auburn, Washington. If you're in the area, it was really good, and it was fun because the gal who owns it went to high school with my VA, my virtual assistant. And so we had a little chat about that when I first came in here. But right away, Colby said, are you going to look at everything in this antique mall? And then he decided to go get us coffee at Starbucks. So everybody's happy. He's getting coffee. And I, number one, am looking for vintage tablecloths and cloth napkins for Bespoke, because we have a French picnic that we're going to do on Tuesday. And I really want to have vintage linens. So that's what I was really looking for on this trip. I always love silverware. I always love to be a little bit impulsive when I'm antiquing, of course. And this was a sketch. I love sketches. Just paint, this ink sketches. It was a little more than I wanted to pay, but I actually ended up finding one in a thrift store later on after this. I love this lamp. I am a sucker for really beautiful bases on floor lamps, but the price tag was a little bit high. And I didn't care for the little gargoyle guy. Not really my style. Then around the corner, I found these 2 floor lamps. $20, $30. That's a good price. And the bases on these lamps, look at these bases. They're so beautiful. But a lot of times with that low of a price tag, you're probably going to have to rewire it, do it yourself, or take it in somewhere. Then I'm at the very back of the mall here. I actually kind of felt like I was in the back room, like I wasn't supposed to be in there. But it was a booth, and there was a lot of really good furniture at the very back. I looked for my croquet set for years, and I found, I think, 3 croquet sets in this antique mall. So I don't know, when you're not looking for stuff, then you can find lots of them. I loved this steamer trunk, probably because I have almost the exact same one. And I just recently did a video on how to get that musty smell out of steamer trunks, so I had to see if this trunk smelled good, which it smelled fine. And then, oh my goodness, I have to show you this next. Actually, I think it was 2 or 3 booths. It must have been the same person that owned it, but it was all sewing. It was all themed sewing, and I just loved that this person was so into sewing. There were sewing baskets, there were sewing books, there were all kinds of notions. There were buttons and embroidery floss and patterns. This is a thimble collection and pen cushions. I was so touched by this person who is clearly enamored with sewing, vintage and antique sewing pieces. And then I just took a picture of these lamps because I feel like somebody in my behind the scenes group would love them, but it's just the frame of the shade and they covered them with moss. It's kind of a cute idea. I feel like it could be good for the right place for spring decorating or something, or for a bridal shower or something. I thought somebody would appreciate that little creative idea. So different in antique stores and malls, because I love the concentration of all the old things, but the price tag is higher compared to thrift stores. And I think a lot of things in this antique mall came from garage sales and thrift stores. So it just depends on honestly where your budget's at. Oh, here's this another steamer trunk that it looks like they decoupaged with this rose wrapping paper. Okay, Colby's back. He forgot straws. So luckily they had straws at the front desk of the antique mall. So we are in business, and he found a duck. That's what he always looks for in antique stores, a duck decoy. And we're starting to build a collection, actually. Okay, now you can totally tell the video changes and I'm clearly in a thrift store. Very different feel, but prices are better. So apart from, or in addition to looking for linens, I'm also looking for dishes and little kind of trinket type things, or maybe even cutting boards that we're going to use in a workshop at Bespoke. I want to teach the faux marble technique, and so I have to find 40 little pieces for people. And then this, I'm in Goodwill here, and this particular Goodwill has the best lamps and lampshades. Whenever I need lamps, I go to this thrift store. And I don't know, the neighborhood must be really good. They must have good lamps. It is near Home Goods. I wonder if that's why. Anyway, I thought these were napkins. And look at it. Do you know what these are? They are for the arms on an armchair. Little covers, you know? Yeah, so that's not gonna work. Then I went to another Goodwill, still looking for linens. This isn't the exact type of tablecloth I'm looking for, but I'm always a sucker for tassel trim on things. And then I kind of check out candles when I'm thrifting, but you can get some bad ones. And you think, well, I know why you gave this to the thrift store, because it's awful. And then it's a pain, but I think it's worth to dig through the art in a thrift store. It's a lot of things you won't like, but then you find some good pieces. We ended up going to a full antique mall and then 5 different thrift stores. I was amazed at how color coordinated everything was that I picked out. Lots of blacks and whites, a touch of green, some wood tones. I was really impressed with the overall look of the finished haul. Okay, so let's go through some things that I found for Bespoke. Bespoke is my 4-day interior design retreat that I do in Orange, Virginia at the Mayhurst Estate. There is a wait list and it sells out really fast. So this year it's already sold out, but if you'd like to try to come next fall, I would love to meet you. We do 4 days of absolutely gorgeous workshops and lessons and shopping and a picnic and catered meals, and it's a really magical, beautiful time where you get to meet women who think like you. And I hear the most amazing stories after Bespoke about how people are healed from losses in their lives and they have like new direction for their business and their lives, and they get to encounter God surrounded by women who love him and who love the women they're with. And it's just an amazing, amazing event. Nothing that I've ever experienced, actually. And I know I'm biased because I'm hosting it, but also I feel like I receive just as much or more than the women who come to this event. So this year, one of the workshops is a painting technique where I show the women how to make Carrara marble on different substrates. So a lot of what I showed you in this panning are items that we are going to turn into Carrara marble. I have to get 40 different pieces. These were some of my favorites, the little dogs. These were some of my favorites. I thought these would be so sweet for the marble workshop. We have a few shell dishes. I think I'm down to needing 9 more pieces. Lots of pictures. I even found a couple of small lamps so someone can do the Carrara marble faux technique and it'll look like an alabaster lamp. I thought that would be fun. The other thing that I found items for is our French picnic. So on the Tuesday of that week, the lunch is a gorgeous French picnic. In fact, hold on, I have to show you what I got. I did not thrift these, but look at these French baskets. So it's 4 women per basket, and they get to have lunch on the Mayhurst grounds. And so I'm looking for vintage linens, napkins, and tablecloths. So that is very, very exciting, and I will continue finishing up my list of things that I need for the workshops and the picnic. Now, let's talk about what I found for my house. This is a sketch. I need to research it, who the artist is. And I really loved it. This was at Value Village. I think I have a spot for it. Now these, I normally would not get anything so small because it's really frustrating to try to drink from a cup this small. So I know they're for espresso shots probably, but to me, they were child size. They were child size little Starbucks mugs. And I'm always collecting, kind of just low-key collecting for my non-existent grandchildren. And so this will go in their little kitchen that is going to be epic one day. I have a couple of tokens out in our shop that have vintage toys and things that's just building slowly, so they can have their coffee with grandpa. They'll probably drink, vanilla milk or something with grandpa one day, and that'll be really sweet. Okay, more copper pots. I'm collecting more pots. I'm not really sure how quality this is, but I grabbed it. It was not expensive. I think it was $7. So grab this because it's going into the kitchen makeover coming up. I actually got a lot of wall hangings. So you saw the sketch, and then I got this memo board. I find that every once in a while I need a spot to stick a note or a fabric scrap or something near my desk, and so I feel like this could be just what I need. Not too big, but pretty. I thought these would be pretty for the sconces in the living room. I knew I wanted white with just a little bit of texture and pleating. So there was 2 of these, so that was fun. These, now I am being converted to Norwex for all of my cleaning supplies or cleaning towels and things. So I've got some new Norwex towels coming for my kitchen, and I think they're probably, of course, going to be amazing. But I couldn't resist. These were at Goodwill. There was more of them. I could go back. I thought these might even be fun for just to have on hand, you know, for a hostess gift, like wrap a round loaf of bread or something, or Christmas gifts for the neighbors or something. But anyway, I thought these were cute. Now, my husband is planning to move his office into one of the kids' rooms because we have another child moving out in the next 9 days. And so he's got his eye on her room. But I don't know if I'm going to use these things, but I'm just kind of collecting. You know what? I love that about thrifting, where you can just have the freedom to collect things that you like, because everything's, you know, $3, $5, $7, and it's just not a big deal. And so I'm going to have a stash going for his office design, and he loves the Seahawks. We're in Seattle. And so I got this. And I mean, technically it's from Hobby Lobby, so not everything I get is new, but I thought that it was cute. I also found this simple $30 from, it's from the Container Store. Okay, it's a simple cork board. And what I liked the two together, potentially stacked or something. So this is another option, $6, that I could put in his office later. I am transitioning a lot of I take enzymes when I eat a meal. So 3 times a day, 2-3 times a day, I am reaching for some enzymes for better digestion. And so I have these vitamin bottles or enzyme bottles, you know, sitting on my counter all the time. And I thought it would be fun to put them in prettier containers. So I got these instead. You know, anything you can do to level up your daily life is a win. I found this candle by the Chesapeake Bay Candle Company. And I think it's like a $20 candle. So I got it at Goodwill for $5. And it's pumpkin scented. I just love the font on it. I found some beautiful quilted shams. I actually found 2 sets, just white. But I love white in bedding, lots of white, but lots of texture and layers to the bedding. And so I feel like these will be nice. Here's the other set, has a diamond quilting. I'm finding that I really love quilts because you don't have to struggle with getting the duvet cover on like a comforter. So what I've been doing this summer is putting a quilt over a comforter. So I like the weight of that, but in the warmth of it. But I just, you know, you're not messing around with the duvet. I have a collection of umbrellas, and so I found this one at Goodwill. It was really big and quality. I mean, I actually thought Colby would like it instead of a smaller one. I mean, it almost feels like a golf umbrella. And it has the pretty little emblem on it. All right, and then that brings me to the end here. We have Colby's duck. You saw him in the store getting his duck. I love that he's collecting ducks. It warms my heart. And you know, it keeps him busy when we go antiquing. He always finds a duck and then he carries it around like a little boy. I just love him. So we're getting ducks, and there's gonna be a lot in his office, I think. So one of my daughters brought me flowers and then this candle, which, this one's apple. Apple and pumpkins. I mean, that's pretty much the way to my heart. So I got this. This is not thrifted, but I just included it because it's my birthday. And then last but not least, I actually saved the best for last. These are not thrifted either, but I just had to share them with you. So my assistant, Anne, she's my VA, my virtual assistant, and she is a lifeline for me. She helps me so much with this business, and a lot of times if you're asking questions or there's any type of a like customer service thing going on, Anne's handling it, and she's very good at remembering details and just caring for people, and she's just wonderful, and she's a dear friend of mine. She made these for my birthday. She crocheted these beautiful washcloths because she knows that I love beautiful things on display in my bathrooms. And then these little, I guess you would call them makeup pads, which I will never ever wipe my makeup off with these because I love them so much. but aren't they gorgeous? And they are so soft. They are just a treasure to me. And she wrapped them up in this beautiful ribbon. And anyway, you're gonna see these on display in my bathroom, and they just make me so happy. They make me feel so loved. Thank you, Anne. Again, I love them so much, and I love you too. All right, thank you so much for joining me. What a fun week. And I love sharing these things with you and the things that you teach me about what I find. I always learn every week. I know that I'm teaching and you learn and you say thank you, but also it is a two-way street. I learn so much from this community, and I love my job and I love making these videos for you. So thank you. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for all your love and support and comments, and just such a wonderful group of women, and I love getting to know you. Thank you again. If you're new to our community, we would love for you to join us. Hit that subscribe button. I would love to make more videos for you and help you turn your home into a sanctuary. All right, take care, and I'll talk to you soon.